Hello, my name is Sarah and I'm going to be your teacher for this online course. In Module 1, we are going to have a look at key competencies and curricular elements. First, we need to know what the key competencies are, why do we need them in our curriculum and in our everyday class, where do they come from, and then we will consider the curricular elements and the teacher's role, and in combining all of this. Our context today requires a new model of teaching in which the learner has an interactive role. Key competences provide the tools for acquiring information and knowledge, and the capacities for selection, analysis, application, evaluation, and creation. Most importantly, they lead to the completion of inclusive, diverse, and complete tasks. As we said, there is a need to change from traditional methods focused on concepts and very memoristic approaches to active methodologies such as project-based learning or cooperative learning, among others, which we will look at in Module 4. Key competencies offer enriching practices for our students. They offer a new pedagogical approach. Let's look at what key competencies are. Basically, they are the combination of behavior and of practical abilities, knowledge, motivation, ethical values, attitudes, emotions, and other social components that are combined together to accomplish an effective action. Key competencies are considered as knowledge in practice, acquired through active participation in social practices. They can be developed through the curriculum at school or in non-formal contexts, such as sport clubs, NGOs, or other organizations. And of course, informal contexts, like family and friends. Key competencies have been established in the Spanish education system since the 90s as a result of reports of UNESCO and the OECD. But why do we integrate the key competencies with the other curricular elements? Basically, there are three reasons. One of them is to promote renovation in the teaching practice and in the teaching and learning process. The second one would be to change the task the students have to carry out, which is essential. And finally, to approach innovative methodologies. As we can see, the EU established 8 key competences, but they were reduced to 7 by combining mother tongue and foreign language communication in the Spanish system. Let's look at the 7 key competences we have. The first one is related to communication in the mother tongue and foreign languages. The competence on communication depends not only on formal knowledge of the language, but also how it is used in a variety of real-life situations, promoting mediation, intercultural understanding, and positive attitudes. With this second competence, we learn to solve problems in everyday situations and use mathematical ways of thinking. Furthermore, the development of the scientific and technological competence is acquired by analyzing the different contexts, identifying questions, and drawing evidence-based conclusions and giving answers to human needs and interests. When we talk about digital competence, we have to bear in mind a critical use and reflective attitude in order to search, collect, and process information and to distinguish the real from the virtual. Learning to learn is the most important competence as it underlies all the rest. We must remember different learning styles such as logical, kinesthetic, visual, verbal, or auditory. In addition, it is essential to manage to learn to think, to build knowledge, to develop critical, creative, and divergent thinking. It is also important to focus on metacognition and the management of diverse resources and strategies, such as cooperative learning or problem-based learning. Interpersonal, intercultural, and social competences, as well as civic competence, refer to how we relate to others in different contexts and how we participate in society. This capacity implies moving from self-knowledge to strategies for progress and recognition of opportunities. It is characterized by a proactive attitude towards achieving goals. Finally, the key competence for cultural expression leads us to an understanding of our culture and identity. Moreover, appreciation and respect for other ideas, experiences, and emotions expressed in different art forms are considered. In this slide and the following one, we can see the legal definitions of the curricular elements for primary education. I recommend you read them carefully, as they help when programming. They are the basic frame. Cross-curricular elements are the common skills required for any subject. For example, reading, writing, oral comprehension, or digital knowledge, among others. As teachers, it is important to remember we are the prime facilitators and guides in the learning process. We have the duty to support our pupils and lead them to their full development as citizens in the world today. In this last slide, you have the law references. Goodbye for now. In Module 2, we will be looking at how to design a unit.